Hello air signs and welcome back to Shakti Waves YouTube channel. I was about to say Shakti Waves Radio because that is the name of my podcast. So if you haven't listened to my podcast, please go listen to it on all major podcast providers. I interview really amazing entrepreneurs and conscious leaders on there, as well as give you all of my goodness in a long format. So please go check that out, Shakti Waves Radio. Welcome to your Astro Oracle readings for the Libra full moon, my air signs, Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Libra, this was your full moon. How was it for you? It really shook me, and it shook a lot of us and made us look at our relationships with ourselves and with our lovers and our partners and our children and our families and all relationships with everything, because let me take a breath, because really everything is a relationship. Right? And I noticed that there aren't as many air signs watching these videos. So hello to my air signs. You're so special. I love you. And remember that these are relevant for your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and your North Node sign. So if any of those are in an air sign for you, please check out your chart and then watch this because this is relevant for you. And again, this is a general reading. So take what resonates for you and leave the rest. Okay. Let's get into it. The first question I have for you, Libra full moon air signs, is what needs to come into balance right now? What needs to come into balance right now? And I'm going to pull tarot cards. Okay, so tons of movement and stagnation is what I'm noticing here, because we have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, we have the Four of Swords in the reverse, we have the Eight of Cups, and then we have the Chariot. So what needs to come into balance is the way that you strive and go about achieving your goals, being of service, creating your work, your mission in the world, going towards the things you want, right? Your relationships, whatever that is. And right now, we're actually all stopped and stalled in certain ways, but then we also have a lot more opening in other ways. Because of this quarantine, we have the internet and we have time alone. So it's a good time to study and to learn and to also take rest. So there's this sense of, because the Four of Swords in reverse is like time out, time for rest. And it's almost like you have been taking too much rest. You've been slowing down too much. You've been caught up in stagnation, right? And maybe this is fine. Maybe you needed that time to meditate, to be alone, to be in nature, to be with yourself, to just not be in action. But it's really time for you to take action. And the Eight of Cups is all about choosing to take that journey and starting to move along, starting to move on with your destiny, right? And the Chariot is even more so moving towards your destiny in a very rapid way. So it's time for you to start taking action towards your heart's desire, right? Excuse me. So what I really want to say with you here is that it's like the stagnation is ending. It's like you're a butterfly in a cocoon and the cocoon is starting to break, and you're going to need to start flying and pollinating, right? Because the spring is going to be blooming. So as the spring blooms, so will you. And it's important for you to prepare, for you to get that walking stick, for you to get whatever you need to make sure you grab the water that you need and the food that you need for your journey, because you're going on this beautiful epic journey. And for some, I feel like it's a journey that is to do with collaboration and partnership, both romantically and in business. Maybe those two things collide for you, maybe they don't, but it's about really having beautiful business partners and people that you really trust and that fully align with you and that you want to grow something with, and that you're clear on what the long-term goal is, right? Not just 6 months out or a year out, but like 2, 5, 10 years out. Do you want your business and your legacy to outlive you? This is what I teach my beautiful entrepreneurs in my Shakti Brand Incubator, is what is the myth of your business and what is going to be the legacy that it leaves? Do you want it to leave a legacy? And when you start moving towards it, when you start moving towards that relationship that you want, and you fulfilling your goal, you're fulfilling your goals that are here to serve the planet, that are here to serve the world, right? That you have to be ready and prepared, right? So right now you've had this time of stagnation, but it's time for you to start waking up, right? Spring awakening, start moving your body a little bit more, start eating more carnivorous vegetables, more salads, more juices. Like you're starting to detox so that you can go on your journey and be really strong in it. Okay, so that's what needs to come into balance, right? From where there was stagnation and no movement, there needs to be movement forward, aligned to your destiny, right? So aligned movement is what's so important for you. And what is being illuminated about your relationships? Let's see. I'm going to pull a Divine Feminine card for this because Divine Feminines are all about those sacred relationships. What is being illuminated about your relationships? Air signs. And it's Isis. Of course it is. Of course it's Mama Isis, the great proverbial goddess, the goddess of goddesses. And it says, the goddess of magic, sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. So again, what you need to move toward, lots of Egyptian energy here as well. So maybe there's some Egyptian teachings, sacred tantric teachings, even looking to your relationships for being sacred containers of sexuality, because your sexual energy is your creative energy. They are one and the same. And you can channel that to have like some really beautiful moments with your partner, to make a child, to make connection, to make passion with you, or you can create that into your destiny, or you can do both. Your pleasure is a prayer that brings you back to life. So you are being brought back to life. You're about to spread your wings like she has and about to soar into your destiny. And it's time for you to notice that your relationship and your sexual energy is sacred. Don't just give it away to anybody. Be very, very conscious about where you're giving your creative energy, right? This is true for your creativity, for what you're putting out there in your world, in your purpose, in your destiny. And it's also true in your romantic relationships, right? Are you having that sacred connection that you desire? Are you having a magical connection being created? And is that your intention, right? So who we choose for our partners is the most important decision we'll ever make. They are the ones that will be there with us through thick and thin, and who we choose to be there with too, and the people that we get to practice unconditional love in, right? Especially with these new love codes and matrices and possibilities coming into our lives now after that Libra full moon. It's really time for us to choose partners that are magical and that we get to create magically with, who are in alignment. So that is what's coming into balance right now for you and being illuminated about your relationships. What would bring you harmony to illuminate? What would bring you harmony to illuminate, my air signs? Let us see. Okay, yep. The Lover. What would bring you harmony to illuminate is the Lover. The Lover within you and how you are with your lover. Who is your lover? Who comes to mind, right? It might be your partner. It might be someone that you've been exploring. It might be someone that you've been dating already. And now it's time to, especially with this quarantine, if we think about this being long-term, right? Who do you want to be in your corner? Who do you want to build something with potentially years into the future? Again, the same way that you build your business and your career and your art into the future with a legacy, you also think about the legacy of love that you want to leave, right? The legacy of love that you want to live. And it's time for you to bring harmony to your love relationships, to bring love and harmony to your heart, right? To the way that you express your heart and to your romantic relationships. I really think that this is about you speaking your heart, opening your heart, being willing to dive in and bringing harmony and closeness there, and being really, really compassionate and loving to yourself and to others in this format. Really beautiful. Okay, so what are your relationships teaching you right now? What are your relationships teaching you? And my roommate's just having a shower and going to the bathroom, so there might be lots of background noise. I apologize for that. All right, so what are your relationships teaching you? I'm going to pull an animal card here for you. And we did have the swan come up. And yeah, okay. So what your relationships are teaching you is groundhog spirit in the reverse. It's time to let go. So this guy is holding a little heart, and he's holding it so close, and it's almost like he's squeezing it so tightly because he's afraid that someone's going to let go. Like if you don't squeeze really tight or manipulate or play your games or do the things that you think to do, or maybe you think that you need to get married in order to have a commitment so the person will stay. No, everyone has free will and they have free choice, and you get to choose to be in a relationship of your free will every single day. And the message typically that I get with this is to let someone go. But really what I'm hearing is to let go, that tightening, that grasping in your heart. Let go of that scarcity of love. Let go of the idea that a lover isn't right here for you and that you won't have the beautiful, most loving, abundant, gorgeous, heart-opening relationship of your life, right? you're going through a resurrection of your relationship. That's what Isis is here to teach us, right? But she had to let go. Her husband died and she went into the underworld and resurrected him. But she had to let go of their previous relationship. She knew that she wasn't going to get him back in the way that he was before. Right now it's Easter weekend. You know, Jesus' story of being resurrected is happening right now. And in my learnings and teachings about the Gospel of Mary and Mary Magdalene, I believe that she was a massive part of that, a part of his resurrection, right? Her love is a part of even what brought him back. So what there is to let go of the armoring, let go of the defenses around your heart, and really trust that it is time for you to let go of the past, time for you to let go of this stagnation that was there before, and it's time for you to come into beautiful love in your relationships. So what your relationships are teaching you is what there is to let go of, what isn't serving you anymore, what's out of alignment, what patterns don't work for you. You know, is it immaturity? Are you not speaking your truth? Are you not expressing your desires? Are you not saying, hey, I want to get married. I love you so much. Like, even with this quarantine, let's figure it out. Like, whatever it is. And that's especially for my Libras, because Libras are so beautiful and they're so romantic and they're so balanced. So it's about communicating. It's about letting that armoring around your heart come down. And I just saw 1111. So that's really, really beautiful. For all of those twin flames out there, there's definitely a call for twin flames to be united in person, so that we can be examples and models of unconditional love, and also to receive and anchor in even more love and more light into our relationships, that then we can spread throughout the world and in our own work, because twin flames are here to come together for spiritual sacred union that serves them as individuals, as a couple, as a family, and as a community, and as the world. So please, please, please pray for beautiful people to come together and to be in loving harmony with each other, so that we can have communities and relationships that are models of divine unconditional love. Okay, what seeds do you need to plant to bring harmony to your life and the planet? So what seeds do you need to plant right now as spring approaches? And you're literally probably planting seeds if you have a garden or a balcony, or maybe just in your living room or in your kitchen, you're planting some herbs. What seeds do you need to plant to bring about harmony to yourself and the world? And yep, not surprised. Okay, I'm gonna pull one more. Got it. So I first got cracked open. So the seeds that you need to plant is you need to break ground. You need to start tilling the soil. You need to start opening your heart. You need to stop being closed off, right? The winter, the snow is melting, and you need to dig into that earth and start planting the seeds of what you want, which is divine love, which is unity consciousness, which is your divine service and your gifts being given out into the world, and you being able to abundantly receive and give. That is what an open heart does. An open heart abundantly receives and gives, right? Wholehearted living is abundant living. So you're being cracked open right now. Your heart is being cracked open. Your purpose is being cracked open for all of us to be served by it, and you especially. And then we got Breath of the Cosmos. Look at that beautiful card. Wow, she's just breathing in the galaxy. And it says, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. So knowing that you can't micromanage the universe, you have to be a part of the greater orchestration, right? Trust in divine timing. Trust in the divine timing of when this lover's coming in. Trust in the divine timing of when it's time for you to let go. Trust in the divine timing of when it's time for you to open your wings. Speak to the cosmos, breathe with the cosmos, meditate, come into yourself. Become centered in yourself, because you're not trying to control and micromanage. You're dancing with, you're breathing with, you are one and the same as the universe. And then lastly is you're not for everyone. You got to step over the edge, and you have to leap. So when the time is right, you have to step in over the edge, leap into your beautiful life, leap into your beautiful relationships, embrace your weirdness and face your true north, right? Your true north in your heart. Who is that person? There is only one. What is that purpose? There is only one. What is that expression that you need to have? You need to leap forward, open arms, and fly, right? The butterfly can stand there on its little branch, on its little leaf, and be afraid of its wings, but eventually it has to leap forward, embrace its weirdness, and now it has wings, and before it was crawling, and in between it was a weird liquid in a hanging cocoon, and now it gets to fly. The butterfly spirit is so here for all of us, and I can't wait to start seeing butterflies. They're my number one sign that I am in alignment. Wow, air signs, this has been beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for choosing to be here at this time. for choosing to walk your path, for choosing to trust. If you would like to work one-on-one with me, all the links are below. I am so here for you, and I will see you in 2 weeks for that Taurus new moon. Satnam.